It is time now to know what's on the front pages of the Nigerian newspaper. Joining me is public affairs analyst and fellow ICANN, Sheson Okwade. Good morning.
Good morning, Vero. Thank God it's Friday.
Absolutely. And joining us via Skype is CEO CK News, Chris Kende Nwandu. Chris, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Vero. Good morning. And let me say congratulations to my brother Sheson on his elevation to a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. Congratulations.
That's true. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We should celebrate.
Yeah. We organize the celebration.
All right, let's head straight to the papers now, gentlemen. And I begin with the Leadership newspaper. How First Bank's boardroom politics consumed Otudeko, Awoshika, others. You find details of that story on the pages of the Leadership newspaper. All right, we move now to the front page of the National Economy. Legal wrangle 40 years after conception. PMB orders, that's President Muhammadu Buhari, orders review of Mambila Power Project. Legal wrangle 40 years after conception. President Muhammadu Buhari orders review of Mambila Power Project. You find details of the story on the pages of the National Economy. To the Business Day now, Egypt's 3-year economic plans holds lessons for Nigeria. Egypt's 3-year economic plans holds lessons for Nigeria. To the front page of the Nigerian News Direct now, sack of First Bank Board, no cause for panic. CBN reinstates Adedunton as MD, replaces Otudeko. Shareholders fume, share price drops by 6.76%. Details of the story on the pages of the Nigerian News Direct. To the Nation newspaper now, NNPC memo, governors seek end to petrol subsidy. Federal government not moved by all firms letter. Labour awaits invitation for meeting. All right, we move to the front page of the New Telegraph. 2023 general election may not hold. PDP calls for national confab on security. Nigeria burning, falling apart. Ekweremadu, a president has failed Nigerians. Father Mbaka, Buhari's government can't go down. Akpabio. You find details of all of the stories on the pages of the New Telegraph. To the Daily Times now, Senate summons Finance Minister, Chief of Army Staff over budgetary releases for war. Senate summons Finance Minister, Chief of Army Staff over budgetary releases for war. Details of the story on the pages of the Daily Times. To the Blueprint now, Akpabio, rising insecurity, plot to derail Buhari administration. Rising insecurity, plot to derail Buhari administration. PDP suggests to, all right, that's a lot to read. So we'll quickly move on now to another page, another newspaper this morning, and that's the Daily Trust. Impeachment, senators, reps divided as Afenifere backs Mbaka's verdict on Buhari. Clerics confusing his congregation, ACF. Impeachment not solution, Senator Keita. He's playing politics with prophecy, APC. President can't be removed by Mek Hall lawyers. To the Daily Sun now, insecurity, war over emergency roll call. Governor, PDP, Arewa Youth, Ohaneze, MBF, General Sumahi, Ayola, others fiercely disagree. You find details of the story on the pages of the Daily Sun. To The Guardian now, look beyond military in war against insecurity. EU tells federal government. Falana queries Buhari's call for U.S. help outside AU ECOWAS. Experts disagree on Nigeria's invitation of AFRICOM. Matzari's state of emergency won't address insecurity. Tight security at National Assembly over alleged threat. Rivers imposes dusk to dawn curfew. NSA security agencies will monitor threats at airport. And finally, on the front page of The Punch, Senate summons Minister Attahiru on 199 billion naira anti-terror fund spending. National Assembly Committee Chairman berates Ahmed for shunning invitation. Soldiers lamenting lack of weapons to fight insurgents, alleges panel. All right, gentlemen, let's begin with the story on the front page of the Punch newspaper, which is also the story that I saw on one of the papers earlier, talking about Senate summoning Minister Attahiru on anti-terror fund spending. You know, a lot of Nigerians, CKN, have been talking about the fact that we have spent so much in the fight against insecurity, yet we are not getting tangible results. And we saw where the minister sometime had said that the monies were seemingly missing, and then he came out to say that he was misquoted. And now he's been summoned. I wonder what you make of this, because like I said earlier, a lot of Nigerians have been questioning accountability, why we are not seeing that accountability. Well, it seems CKN is not available, so Sheson, you might want to dive into this issue now.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vero. If you look at the header summoning the Minister of Finance, it's quite shocking that so much is being plugged into this, spending so much, but the problem keeps expanding day by day. And we've asked severally if we can be transparent and give account of our stewardship. I think that's the first line, even in the aspect of security.
Yes.
What is the major reason why everybody is moving? There is trust deficit because our leaders are not accountable. You wake up every day and you listen to the amount of money being spent on several things, but we are not getting value for them. If so much of this has been spent, can we have, breakdown? How much were actually spent? Is it on the army personnel? How much was spent on getting the equipment, the ammunition, and so many things? When people see the breakdown, definitely there will be, this confidence to say, okay, our money is spent in the right direction, but this is the gap why this. But come to think about it, so much has been spent, but every day by day, if you look at one of the highlights under that thing, the military people that are at the war front are complaining that they don't have weapons, and we are spending so much. So where is the money going? And I think the someone is coming too late. They must give accountability of what they are doing, how this money are going. It's enough of we having figures and figures and figures. Because go by my own profession, you must go on every line to tell us what this money has spent for, and everybody will be able to put things straight.
The question again is it the current chief of staff that should be summoned, or the former chief of army staff that should? Okay, CKN, you're there now. So, I need you to talk to us about this. Is it the current chief of army staff that should be summoned, or the former chief of staff? Because these were the persons that received the monies and told us that they were acquiring weapons.
Vero, you took the words off my mouth. Thank you very much for that angle. If there was an embezzlement during the time of a governor, and there's a new governor in place, who do you invite? Do you invite the governor, the sitting governor, to come and account for the money that was expended by the former governor? That doesn't make any sense. I think the National Assembly is just looking at the wrong direction. You should invite those that spent the money, and not the correct. How long has the chief of staff been in office that they are inviting him every time to come and account for money that was spent? Then you could as well have invited them. You could have also asked him to come and account for the money that the current NSA, to come and account for money that was spent by Dasuki. That is not how it is done. So they are just chasing shadows. The person that should be invited is the chief of army staff and other service chiefs, who this for this money we have spent. And don't forget, it's this same National Assembly that confirm these same service chiefs and confirm them as ambassadors. Even when so many Nigerians are saying these guys they didn't do enough to be appointed ambassadors. But what they did when the opposition were just raising that, can't we, these guys still have some certain things hanging on their neck? Why don't we just let the APC governors shutted them down and went ahead to confirm these abuses. Now these allegations came out. Instead of calling them back to come account, they are asking the chief of army, what do you want the man to say?
Or is it that, CKN, is it that they can't be recalled to answer certain questions?
There is nobody, even the president can be called. Even the power given to the national assembly, even the president can be called, the vice president can be called, anybody can be called to account for it. What you cannot do with the president is prosecuting the president and vice president, the governor and deputy governor. Those are the people that have immunity in Nigeria. But every other Nigerian can be called at any given point in time to give account for his stewardship. But what are we doing? We are behaving like the ostrich that just put our head down in the sand and just left our body wide open and exposed. And we are just not doing the right thing. The chief of army staff is not the right person to call. We are having serious security challenges across board, everywhere. The south, the east, the southeast, the south-south, the northeast, the north central, the northwest. Every part of this country is totally. And don't forget, there are some training videos, although not confirmed yet by Adami, where some of even this equipment were seized by Boko Haram. I'm sure you must have seen some of those clips.
Yes.
Where the among ants and vehicles and the rest of them. Apart from that, our military are even leaving their camp. There's a story that one of the military camps were recently shot in the north because of this attack by them. Then going for that, you saw the number of soldiers that have been killed so far. Where the soldiers, the military now said, "Oh, please don't post the pictures of our soldiers on social media." It does not. You know that. So a lot is happening, and the morale of our military is low, whether they like it or not. The morale is low. It is only when you motivate an army that they can go to war with anybody. But the way it is now, the morale is low. Why? Because they don't even have the equipment to fight with, and we put trillions and trillions of naira. But I've also forgotten that our Alpha jet that crashed just a few weeks ago, nobody's talking about it again. If you know how much it takes to train an Air Force pilot, you marvel. Then if you know how much it takes, we have been trying for how many years now to get even new jets, fighter jets. So what are we talking about? Even the little ones we have, we don't need to maintain them. We have lost two jets in the past few months. Within this year, we've lost two. You know the cost of that. That means the Air Force still have to now get another one to replace that. So it is a holistic vision, and I think this is where the president has to come. The president has to come. I always say that the problem we always have is not that of the people, but that of the leadership. If we have the political will to be able to do the needful, the president can order, even if the former army chief or the service chief don't refuse to come, to order them to make sure that they appear before the Senate and do the needful and give account for every single kobo that was given to them to prosecute this war and to buy equipment. And they must give us an investment. It's not a matter of choice. It's something they must do, and we must hold them accountable for that.
Right. You want to say something?
Yeah, if I may say something here, it's disheartening too to know that while the president was coming in then, part of the trust we have in them is we know him as a man that is very transparent. But so many things has gone under his leadership that is shocking to us. So if the people that have actually, I won't want to say mismanage or cannot account for this money are being given ambassadorial position. We can't
categorically say now that they mismanaged because we haven't heard from their own perspective what went on.
Why are we shielding them and not giving them the opportunity to come and asking someone who knows nothing to that thing to come and give account? It's not done. He who spent the money must be called to order to come, because he understands the dots, he understands how to cross the T and say this is how the whole thing goes. It's different from seconding someone to get that thing done. We need, you see, if we must cover the trust deficit we have, our government must be accountable to us so that all these issues that we have at ground, people are dying day by day, not only by even the Boko Haram. Economically, our people are dying. An average person cannot even have 3 square meals on their table. And we keep hearing billions, trillions approved and going out every day. This must stop. President must rise up to things and take the position, not politicizing things.
Speaking about politics, we saw in the papers this morning where Akpabio is saying that rising insecurity is a plot to derail Buhari's administration. CKN, I wonder what you make of this statement.
Let Akpabio continue to play to the gallery. Let him continue to play to the gallery. Yes, it's not a laughing matter to say. When I see some that ordinarily supposed to speak the truth and are just behaving like I don't know what the right words to use. Then, and Akpabio is somebody I have so much respect for. I know what he did as Akwa Ibom State Governor, and I've followed his trajectory across board. Even before he became a governor, I've always known him in the corporate world when he was with the MEs, Telecom, and the rest of them. He's a very sound, a man with a sound mind. But since he crossed over to AP, the kind of thing that comes out of his mouth baffles me. And I continue to wonder, is it the same Akpabio that some of us knew and switched? So if he's saying that it's politically motivated, then he shouldn't deal with that are behind it. I don't believe in this rhetoric. As a student of law, I know that most often than not, you must back whatever allegations you make with evidence.
Yes.
Evidence, then speak it for, or else you just keep quiet. The challenge we are going to have in 2023 is not just about the election. I just, the INEC chairman was at the National Assembly a few days ago and was talking about the need for us to, for the National Assembly to do something about the electoral bill and to pass it and make sure that so that we can get this going before 2023. That is not even the challenge for me. The challenge for me now is ability to conduct election in 2023. Because now we are having the same situation. Not only in 2015, before the presidential election, it was postponed because of the level of insecurity. I'm sure you remember that.
Yes.
At that election, and the president then, Goodluck Jonathan, said, give us a leeway of some weeks. Let us see if we can clear out some of these places, and so that we can have, especially in the Northeast, and something was done, and some areas within the Northeast were cleared, and election was. But now, practically in every part of the country, people won't be able to go out to vote. Is it in the Southeast? Is it in the Northwest? Is it in the Northeast? Is it in the North Central? Is it Southwest? Where? Or South? Practically, the problem we are going to face, the challenge we are going to face. And already, don't forget that the fact that we already have political election apathy. People don't even come out to vote. If you see the number of registered voters and the number of people that vote at the end of the day, you come to realize that there's always a political voters apathy when it comes to elections. Apart from the fact that they believe that their vote will not count, then the level of insecurity that is going on now will make it very, very impossible for anyone. Why would you want to come out to stick out your neck when you know that you might just die at the police station? So we should be able to address the security challenges we're having now and stop playing politics with it. Now is the time for us to unite ourselves as Nigerians and not start speaking from any political angle, whether you're an APC or PDP or MPD, whatever you call yourself and rest of them. The fact is that there is need for us to stand up as Nigerians and to condemn what is going on and make sure that we lay a legacy for our children and children, because if this consumes us, well, our children one day will ask us, Daddy, Mommy, what did you do when this was going on? And that is the problem we find ourselves. So anybody making political statements out of this, that we are tired of this rhetoric. Let them deliver on their promises. Part of the promises of the APC in 2015 was that security was very, very pivotal in their campaign.
Absolutely.
You talk of corruption, you talk about the economy, and everything has totally collapsed. And I was just saying yesterday, are we better off now than we were in 2015? That is the question for Nigeria to answer.
Right. Let's bring the conversation to the studio, Sheson. The question on the minds of a lot of Nigerians is people are dying on it daily, and we see the situation across the country, and we are still trying to play politics with the lives of people. Why? To what end? Aren't this the same people that come out to vote you into office? Why? And you swore to secure their lives and property? Why all of this? Why play politics?
Vero, if I was start, when I saw the headline, give it till Monday or Tuesday, Akpabio will come out and tell you that it was quoted out of context. That is what we know all these politicians for. You know, they don't, I personally have come to the conclusion that they don't have the art of the masses. They are there for their personal and for their selfish interest. Because if somebody can come out to say this, with the dying rate, look at it, at Greenfield, over 6 people have died. I saw on social media a 300 level lady that they posted the obituary from Greenfield. These are young, promising people that have future. And a leader can come out and say, so okay, if it's being politically motivated, who are the people? You should be able to back it up and say, okay, these are the people we have spotted that are actually backing this bandit, this insurgent. We've heard in times with that number that they know the people. We've seen some people taking picture with the bandit and, you know, covering them and saying this is the reason why they are doing this. And they are not just concerned about the killings. Like CKN said, it has cut across everywhere that even in the southwest, you can't travel from here to Ibadan. We had a report that people traveling from Ijebu-Ode to Ibadan, they need to be very careful because there are attacks there, even in the evening, during the day. So it's in the southwest, it's in the southeast, it's in the north.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere. So what can we do? I have said it. There was a time that with my business, I go everywhere by road. I don't fly. But I cannot move from here to Abeokuta to do anything. You see people traveling from here to Ibadan, looking for escort. How many people can do that? So economically, they have killed us. Not just killing us alone by gun and everything. People need to survive. You need to see people coming out every day begging. Even people that are working are now even begging to survive with everything that has happened. So our government should just stand up and let them stop all this political statement and jamboree. If it is politically motivated, let them give names. We Nigerians are ready to move after them and tell them you have caused enough havoc on us. See, you can't understand the pain people are going.
I can't understand. I'm a Nigerian.
The power sector failure, economic failure, security failure.
I don't know where some things I live. I live in Nigeria.
No, but when somebody see the way you are looking, shining every day.
It is not about the way we look, so leave that one. Yes.
You can't understand. You truly understand, my sister. Let me just put a word.
Yes.
Let me just put it. You asked what are the reasons for this, especially when it comes to our leaders. The fact is that our life no longer matters. And that is a fact. Our life no longer matters. So we have so many knees on our neck. It's not only George Floyd that had knee on his neck.
Right.
Nigerians across board, we have even CKN sitting down here. I will tell you a lot of knees is now sitting on my neck, economically and the rest of them, which is choking me as an individual. And that is with every other Nigeria. So the fact is that our politicians, our leaders are so selfish. They are so self-centered. And they think all about themselves and nothing else. They think about themselves, they think about their families, they acquire wealth that they themselves cannot even utilize or spend in their lifetime. They acquire for themselves, they acquire for their children, they acquire for the young grandchildren and the rest of them. And they be good enough. Just point at one politician, one very, very rich politician who died, and you see the children prospering with whatever he was able to acquire the rest of them. The only thing people will remember you for is your legacy. Adekunle Ajasin, Lateef Jakonde, Olabisi Onabanjo, Awolowo, Ziki, name them, Saduana Sokoto. All these people were leaders we were still hearing about today. But just think of the present one. Which one will you point at and say, if this man died tomorrow, there's something? Apart from the governors coming around quickly, I just naming something after some of them, political and the rest of them. None of them will stand the history of time. In 30 years' time, 50 years' time, you will not hear about them. And that is the problem of leadership. Because when you decide not to do what you're supposed to do to protect the life and property of God, or make life better for your people, you will leave nothing and better disgrace. So let me even take it with my statement. There is a governor that ruled Imo State in 1980. His name is Sam Mbakwe. Till now, the legacy of that governor still stands till today in Imo and Abia State. That when you mention the name Sam Mbakwe, everybody respects. Just pointing out why that's. But the problem is, I also believe that the citizens are also not doing the needful.
Right.
Maybe when we start holding our leaders accountable for their acts and deeds, maybe they will now start getting themselves, their acts together and the rest of them. But the question you also ask, does our vote count? That is a personal question.
Right, that's your final word, Chris. Your final word, Sheson, before we leave the newspaper review.
The only thing is, I'll take it from where CKN stepped. Let the followers to look inward and make these leaders accountable if they are not doing the right thing. Even though if you are impoverished, if you don't have anything, don't let them buy you over with the little that you do and mortgage your future. The current status where we are is some of our fathers, some of our leaders mortgage their future by giving, cheaply to all these politicians, and they have mastered it, and now they are doing that. if the young ones, the Sorosoke generation, can take the bull by the horn, don't let them buy over your vote. Let them do what is needful and what is right. And when they come to you, vote them out if they have not done anything to make you impressive, and Nigeria will be better for it. We should be able to have record in the next 20 years that this is what we are able to put on the table for the future to benefit.
Thank you, gentlemen. Olusegun Kwade, our public affairs analyst and fellow ICANN, as well as CEO CK News, Chris Kende Nwandu, for your time on the newspaper review. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time.
It's a pleasure to be here, Veronica.